Hello everybody and welcome to my second ever Wedlocke on the channel, and that's going to be of Pokemon Platinum in the Sinnoh region. Now, Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum are Pokemon games that I liked them a lot, but before X and Y came out, I ranked them as my least favorite games. And there's a reason for that. They're slow-paced. That's really it. I'm going to skip the introduction, basically, because everybody's seen it. But this is Professor Rowan, if you don't know. And basically, I love Pokemon Platinum. It's great. It's very slow, though. And I see the Sinnoh region as being something that would be among my favorites in the remakes. I hope, anyways. And I haven't done a Wedlocke on Pokemon Platinum, Diamond, or Pearl. So I thought it would be great to do a Wedlocke for the channel on a game that I've never done before. Now, in this game, I am going to play as the girl, because I want to change it up a little bit. I played as the boy in Omega Ruby, and I guess we'll play as the girl. And, you know what, I didn't really think of a name, because I wanted to try something different. I always name my characters Kroma, and you know what? I'm gonna name her... Well, I guess this is kind of... I don't know. I didn't actually think about what I would name my character. You know what? For this playthrough, I am just going to name her Kroma. I name all my characters Kroma. That's just me. If, you know, it doesn't really matter what you name her. So I'm going to name her Kroma because that's me. Hello, if you are just watching me for the first time. I go by the name Kroma online. I've used the name Kroma for everything I have ever done since I was a little kid. It's just a name I made up one day and I've stuck with it. And this is the first series on the channel where I get to name my rival. Now, I've always, in my entire life, since I was a little kid, named my rival, not C. I have always, not C. I have always named my rival Derek, which is the name, not Dirk, what? I can't type. I always named my rival Derek, which is the name of my best friend in real life. And he's always been like my rival in Pokemon, so I've always named them Derek. Anyways, if you don't know what a Wedlocke challenge is, there will be a link in the description to a very detailed guide on what a Wedlocke challenge is. And it's a lot of fun. It's very challenging, but it's also very rewarding. And alongside the rules in that video, I am going to be playing with some extra rules. And those extra rules, I'm going to take a second to explain while I go ahead and sit in my room. The extra rules I'm playing with is I may only use 3 healing items, well, 3 items per pair per battle. So, if I have a pair of a Bidoof and a Piplup, I can only use 3 potions for that fight, or 2 potions and an X attack, or whatever I decide. 3 items per that pair. That does not apply to Pokeballs. I will be playing with a level limit. The level limit is the next gym leader's highest leveled Pokemon, and for the Elite Four, it will be the champion's lowest leveled Pokemon. The limit is 14, 22, 26, 32, 37, 41, 44, 50, and 58 for the Elite Four. I will be playing with a clause that I made up, I guess you could say, and it's called what I call Previous Game Clause. And here's how it works. Any Pokemon I used for a long period of time in a previous playthrough may not be caught or used, and they don't count as my encounter. The clause will only count Pokemon used in a previous series of mine, not previous games that I played in my own time. I may determine myself what a long period of time is. For example, if you don't want any spoilers of the Omega Ruby Wedlocke, I will have an annotation, or I will tell you the time, or whatever, on the screen of when to skip to when I'm done explaining this clause. It will spoil basically every Pokemon that we used in the Omega Ruby Wedlocke, so if you care about that, you can skip now. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so for example, we used a Marshtomp in Omega Ruby, but we didn't use him for that long of a time, so it doesn't count in this case. Not that it matters for this game, but the Pokemon affected by this clause are as follows. So I flashed them all up on screen, trying to do a little bit of different editing with sound effects and stuff like that, and if it went good, well, tell me what you thought of that. Another thing I want to know is, it's on the question on the layout, but what do you guys think of the layout? I'm really proud of how it turned out. I really like how it looks, and it might look kind of bland to you right now, but once we get some Pokemon on that sidebar, it'll look really cool. So wait to comment about the layout until we've got a Pokemon on it. Anyways, all Pokemon in these Pokemon's evolutionary line also do not count. For example, Wurmple and Cascoon do not count, because we used a Dustox. However, in this rare occasion, Silcoon and Beautifly are acceptable. So if we make it to the Eterna Forest and I get a Silcoon, I can catch it, because Beautifly is much different than Dustox, and I have never used one. Shiny Claws is in effect. This means any shiny Pokemon I may run into, which I'm telling you right now will not happen, because I have only ever captured 2 1 in 8,192 shinies, they count as extra Pokemon, and they can be caught no matter what, so, and used no matter what. I love the 6 frame, I always use that in Platinum, and put it on fast text speed. Anyways, I will also be playing with Dupe's Claws. This means any Pokemon I have caught before do not count as my encounter anymore, and neither do their evolutionary line. Meaning, if I capture a Zubat, Golbat and Crobat may not be captured either and do not count. Gift Clause is in effect. Any Pokemon given to me as a gift, excluding my starter, are free Pokemon, and have no effect on the area they were received. This only affects the following: the Riolu Egg, the Eevee in Hearthome City, the Togepi Egg, and the Porygon in Veilstone. I'll get to that here in a second. Meaning, Gift Clause does not even need to be in effect, because all those Pokemon are given in areas where other Pokemon can't be captured anyways. The Riolu Egg can be hatched somewhere that follows that guideline. So, I thought I'd list it here anyways. All of these extra rules will be in the description for you guys to read up on if you weren't clear on something. And something else that I wanted to try for this challenge is genderless Pokemon are allowed. I have done numerous Wedlocks, and I always am pretty sad that genderless Pokemon don't get any love. Well, I thought it would be kind of fun to try them out for once. When a genderless Pokemon is encountered, I will flip a coin. If that coin lands on heads, it will be assigned to the male gender, and if it lands on tails, it will be assigned a female. How I will keep this track is I will be placing male and female Pokemon in separate PC boxes. So, there's really not very many Pokemon. The Porygon in Veilstone City will count because that's genderless. I could get Rotom if I wanted to, and I could get Bronzor, and I believe that's basically it. There's Magnemite as well, but there's not that many options. I just wanted to do that because I've never used genderless Pokemon. I think it would be pretty fun to see in a Wedlocke. And there's one last clause that I want to get to, and it's something that some people might not agree with, but I am going to do it because personally I'm a person who likes to use Pokemon I have never used, and Vespiquen is one of those Pokemon. It may just be me, but I hate how Vespiquen is so uncommon to be used in a Wedlocke, because of the silly gender ratio. I know it makes sense with how bees work, but should a Combee be my encounter, and it's male, I can soft reset for a female. However, I'm not allowed to get anything else. My encounter for that route is Combee. So this just makes it so I don't get a completely useless Pokemon, because I like to give everything a chance. So that's basically it. Another thing I want to talk about is I want this Let's Wedlocke to be 100 times better than the Omega Ruby Wedlocke. The layout to start, in my opinion, it looks fantastic when you get some Pokemon on there, and I love the way it looks. It's original, I tried something different, and I like how it turned out. I also want to change how I edit. I want to get better at editing, like you saw, where hopefully I popped those Trozy heads on the screen of the Pokemon that I cannot use because of previous game clause. I also want to do like different sound effects and zooming in and do funny stuff to make the Let's Play of this Wedlocke more enjoyable to watch. So I'm going to try something right here, like this guy. It's going to be like... I hope that turned out good, but what was that about? Oh, hey, Kroma. Hey, I'm going to see Professor Rowan. You should come too, and quickly. Oh, crap, I forgot something. Oh, geez, I'll be right back. So, yeah. Oh, man, I love Pokemon Platinum. Your rival in this game is among my favorite rivals, and he's great, and he's definitely challenging. I'm just really excited for this Wedlocke. I've never done a Wedlocke on these games, so I'm hoping it'll turn out great. I'm sorry if I'm skipping a lot of the beginning. Everybody's seen the beginning of the game, and it's particularly boring. I take the beginning of the game to explain the rules and what I'm about. So hello, if you've never watched one of my Let's Plays before, I like to do Wedlocke challenges quite a bit, and I'm considerably okay at it, I would say. This is my 5th or 6th Wedlocke I've ever done, and I've never done one on Platinum, and I've never done one on Johto either, so there's that, if you're wanting to know what the next series will be, but that's a long time away yet. So, once you leave your town, your rival will be like, hey, it's a great idea. Let's go across the grass to get to the next town, and hopefully we'll get a new Pokemon, right? Because, you know, going into grass without a Pokemon, I don't think he knows this, but missing no will be your Pokemon, which is kind of funny. So, he's like, don't do it. Hold it. What is this guy? He's all like, you two don't seem to have any Pokemon between you. Then what is the meaning of going into the tall grass? I don't know. Don't hurt me, old man, please. Hey, Kroma, this old guy, it's Professor Rowan, isn't it? What's he doing here? They tried to go into the tall grass because they wanted Pokemon. What to do? Their world would surely change if they were to meet Pokemon. Is it right for me to put them on that path? You two, you surely love Pokemon, don't you? I don't! Whoa, hold up! You're not making any sense here! Kroma, don't say that! I didn't quite catch that, so I'll ask you again. You two, you truly love Pokemon, do you? Fine. Me too, I love Pokemon too. I will ask you again. You two, you truly love Pokemon, don't you? What's with this guy? I said yeah, like, what do you want from me, old dude? Come on now. Yeah, whatever, I like Pokemon. A pair of reckless kids who foolishly try to enter tall grass without Pokemon of their own. It worries me what people would do with Pokemon that are like that. Well, then forget about me, but give a Pokemon to my friend Kroma here. I mean, it was me who tried to go into the tall grass and all. Oh, how big of you. Very well then, I will entrust you two with Pokemon. I apologize for putting you through that exercise. However, you must promise me that you will never recklessly endanger yourselves again. Now then, what? Oh, here he comes. This is my friend Lucas. Professor Rowan, you left your briefcase behind at the lake. Is something wrong? Ah, there it is, Lucas. Nice work. What I was about to do is entrust these two with their very own Pokemon. What? Those Pokemon are crucial. You're giving them away? We exist side by side with Pokemon. There comes a time when people should meet Pokemon. There is a world that should be explored together. For them, today is that time. The place right here. Go on, open the briefcase and choose a Pokemon. Really, Professor Rowan? Yeah, I can't believe it. I'm so happy I can't keep a straight face. Hey, Kroma, you can choose first. I'm practically a grown-up. I have to show some class here. So, yes. How I choose my starter Pokemon, I got this idea from Maryland, which you all probably know of him, is based on my trainer ID. Now, if it ends in 1, 2, or 3, I choose the grass type starter. If it ends in 4, 5, or 6, I choose the fire type starter. And if it ends in 7, 8, or 9, I choose the water type starter. Now, I am going to be playing with a naming theme, but I'll get to that when we get to nickname it. And I have a perfect nickname for Chimchar, so hopefully we get to use Chimchar. It's gonna be Turtwig. That's cool. I don't like Turtwig that much, but let's grab it. So, let's see here. Yeah, so the 3 starter Pokemon in the Sinnoh region, if you don't know somehow, are Turtwig, the tiny leaf Pokemon, Chimchar, the chimp Pokemon, and Piplup, the penguin Pokemon. Now, I love Chimchar. It's so good. I want to use it so bad, but we're going to choose Turtwig. So, that's that. Then I choose you. I'm picking this Chimchar. Dang him, he got the Chimchar. Alright. As fellow newcomers to the world, I hope you'll do well together. If you have any trouble, come see me at my lab in Sandgem Town. And now we'll be on our way. I love Rowan. He's great. Lucas I don't like, but whatever. How do you like that? Professor Rowan's really nice. On TV, he seems so stern and scary. Kroma, we both have Pokemon now. There's only one thing to do, right? Are you up for this? Yeah, let's do it. I've always wanted to say this. The time has finally come. Kroma, I challenge you to a battle. First rival battle, Pokemon Platinum. I almost said Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, but it's rival Derek. And he has a Chimchar. So, shiny Turtwig? That would have been the best. Come on. Oh, it's female. Interesting. That's actually pretty cool. So, yeah. So, all we can do is tackle. Now, the challenge does not officially start until we get our Pokeballs. So, should I lose this fight somehow, it does not count. So, I don't see that happening. The only way is if he crit us, like, twice. But we should be alright. Well, he's using Leer, so I guess it's possible. But yeah, the challenge doesn't start till you get Pokeballs. I've never actually done a Wedlocke where I lost my starter in the first fight, but once again, does not count. This is basically tackle over and over, scratch over and over, or pound over and over, depending on which Pokemon you chose. Turtwig, Chimchar, and Piplup respectively. So yeah, see, he has Scratch. That's gonna do quite a bit of damage, and if he crit us, that would probably take us down, but we should be okay. Yeah, he's dumb. He's doing stupid things, like I like to say. Good fight. Derek, I almost called him Barry. I'm gonna have to get used to that. It's been a while since I played through on a Wedlocke where you could name your rival. And you get the classic 69 experience. And if you're new to my channel, I don't swear in my videos. Because, you know, you gotta keep it... Is it what they call PG? So, if you don't like swearing, you're not gonna find any here. And if you like it, well... I guess you can do without it. Or you can say them to yourself while you're watching. Whew, let's go home. I'm beat after that battle. My Pokemon needs rest, too. See ya, Kroma. Alright, Mom, we got a Pokemon. Yeah, look at it. It's a Turtwig. I didn't get to name it because Rowan didn't give me enough time. He didn't ask me if I want to name it, so I don't get to name it. Yeah, that's what happened, Mom. Yeah, me and Derek are pretty lucky. Yeah, it's great. She wants us to go see Professor Rowan now. I just saw him. He's freaky. I don't want to. But now we get the running shoes. Best item in the game, right? No, the bike's better. But it's pretty good. And we need to know how to run. Because that's what life was like before X and Y. So, let's go ahead. Hold down the B button and scoot on through here. Let's talk to this guy. I want to try some cool editing with him. I'm not going to say cool editing every time. But I'm just giving myself a little template to go by. Because this is like a test video on how to edit better for me. Technology just blows me away. I mean, you can play with people around the world wirelessly. Not anymore! Yeah. You can't do that anymore because this is 4th gen. And yeah, this is a DS game. They took out the wireless communications for DS games, which is unfortunate because there's a lot of stuff you can't do anymore. But yeah, Derek's like, screw going to Sand Gem Town. We're going to be rebels. He's the bad influence in the neighborhood. But yeah, he's like, let's go to the lake and catch a legendary Pokemon. Alright, we're at the lake. Get ready because we're capturing that legendary Pokemon. Trust me on this one. I am a professional. Don't worry, Kroma. And here's like my favorite character in the entire game. I'm ready for this. What's going on? Dun 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 dun. The flowing time. The expanding space. I will make it all mine one day. Cyrus is my name. Remember it. Until then, sleep while you can. Legendary Pokemon of the lake bed. Allow me to pass. Step aside. What was that about, weird guy? Huh. Okay, Kroma, let's catch that legendary Pokemon. Dude! Whoa, there it was! I heard it! Kroma, did you see it? Did you hear that? There was a legendary Pokemon crying. That had to be it. This is our chance. Let's catch it. Yeah, we're gonna catch a legendary, dude. Wait. We don't have anything on us. You know, Pokeballs. Duh, we need those to catch it. You think Rowan give us some if we ask? You know what he said, don't you? He said visit him at his lab if you need anything. Alright, Kroma, I'll race you. First one of the Professor Labs in Sand Gem Town rules. So yeah, he rules because there's no way we could beat him because he got a head start. Yeah. Alright, so let's head out, and the challenge does not officially start until we get Pokeballs, but we already got our encounter for this route, so it doesn't matter. So as long as I don't run into a shiny, which if I do, I will be very saddened, and you probably won't see this. That would be horrible. I would cry. That's like the worst nightmare. Alright, a Starly does not count, because we already got our encounter here. But yes, while we're going there, I do want to go ahead and talk about my naming theme. Naming themes are something that I love to play with, because it's more fun, I feel. If you talk to this girl, she'll give me a potion. Or a wild battle with a shiny Bidoof. Bidoof, whatever. But, yeah. Naming themes are really fun to play with. And if you've never done it, I suggest you try it. It's great. The last one we did in Omega Ruby Wedlocke, I did trees for males and flowers for females. And in the one before that, I did in my personal time, I did rock types, like rock stones and stuff like that for males, and gemstones for females, and it was really fun. And I wanted to do a naming theme that was unique and that nobody else has done, and I don't think anybody else has done this naming theme. If I'm wrong, correct me below. I mean, on YouTube anyways. If you've done it, great. Tell me how it went. But it's hard to come up with a naming theme. I spent days trying to think of this. And considering where I live in Ohio, and Ohio, they call themselves the roller coaster capital of the world. So, what better nicknaming theme than roller coasters and theme park rides? I thought that would be really cool, and I have never seen anybody do that. So, let's get a nickname for this Turtwig. I need a roller coaster. I have compiled a huge list of names, and I already see one that's standing out to me, and the name that was going to be for Chimchar, get this, Inferno. Come on, how perfect would have that been? It would have been the coolest thing in the world. But yeah, there's some really cool nicknames, and you know what? My dogs are going to start barking, aren't they? But no, I don't know what to name her. Like, you know what? I'm going to name her... I don't want to cut. I kind of want to just think about this while I'm sitting here with you guys. There's a huge list. It's really cool. You know what? The first name on the list sounds really good, considering what type she'll evolve into. So I'm going to name our Turtwig Aftershock, because she evolves into a ground type. Earthquakes? Yeah. Pretty cool, right? So, yes, you're happy with that nickname? Yeah, we got Aftershock. So tell me how it looks in the sidebar. It'll look really cool when it's filled up. I actually have a picture of it on my Twitter of the finished thing with a whole bunch of filled out heads and stuff. And I like to use Trozy heads, if you're unable to tell. I used them in the Omega Ruby Wedlocke, and I'm planning on using them for every challenge I ever do, because it's unique. Not very many people do them, if anybody, and I love the way they look. And they really fit on the little pedestals, and I can change the little pedestals to the color of that Pokemon's type. So I love it. It's great. Yeah, and this guy's like, I want to introduce myself. My name is Rowan. I study Pokemon. First of all, I want to know exactly what kinds of Pokemon live in the Sinnoh region. To do so, it is necessary to collect data using the Pokedex. This is what I wish of you. I want to entrust you with this Pokedex. Will you use it to record data on all the Pokemon in Sinnoh for me? I sure will, dude. Good answer. And he gives us the Pokedex, which is awesome. It will automatically record data on every kind of Pokemon you encounter. Kroma, I ask that you go everywhere and meet every kind of Pokemon in this region. I've got the same kind of Pokedex as you, too. When you walked up on Route 201 with you and your Pokemon, what did you feel? I've lived for 60 long years. Even now, I get a thrill when I'm with a Pokemon. Now, you should know that there are countless Pokemon in this world. That means there are just as many thrills waiting for you out there. Now go. Kroma, your grand adventure begins right now. The professor asked me to help too, so I'm filling the Pokedex also. That makes us comrades working towards the same goal. I'll teach you stuff later, okay? Yeah, like, funny little fact, when I first ever played this game when I was younger, when he's like, if you picked Turtwig too, we'd both have the same Pokemon. I actually reset my game and started with Turtwig just to see. And then he was like, if you started with Chimchar or Piplup, yeah, so that was disappointing. But if you guys are just now finding my channel and watching this, please stick around. It's going to be great. And if you want to see more of my Pokemon Wedlocks, you can go watch the Omega Ruby Wedlocke if you've not seen it. And I want to hear from you guys. Comment. There's going to be a question of the day. I'm trying that out now. It's going to be above the bottom screen. As you saw today, what do you think of the layout? Please let me know. And I just want to hear from you guys. Tell me things I could change, things that you want to see. But if you enjoyed this episode, a like is appreciated. It helps out a great deal. And if you want to see more Pokemon Nuzlocks, Wedlocks, or Pokemon Let's Plays, feel free to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching.